Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Well, yesterday morning was up and down for Eye on Annapolis, if you took note. I got a wake-up call at 5 a.m. with a warning that the site was down, and then it was up, and then it was down, then it was up, and then it was down. Yeah, we got caught up in that whole cloud flare debacle. But we're all good now. And here is your OMG fact for today. Most bird bones are so hollow and light that their feathers typically weigh more than their skeletons. Anyhow, we have some news, so shall we? New Village Academy's long-planned charter high school at Annapolis Mall is officially moving from blueprint to build out after a groundbreaking ceremony yesterday in the former Lord & Taylor space. Educators, elected officials, partners, and families gathered to mark the start of construction on Anne Arundel County's second public charter high school, set to open in August of 2026 on the mall's second level. The school will turn dormant retail square footage into a project-based learning hub for roughly 168 to 270 students in grades 9 through 12, built around real-world projects, internships, and community-based learning. Speakers stressed that New Village is designed for students who haven't always clicked in a traditional high school, but on the Mayan value of Khan, or perseverance, and aimed at young people looking for hope and not finding it in what's in front of them. Now, Mayor-elect Jared Littman was there, and he called the school a different path that tells students there are multiple routes to success, while County Council member and former teacher Lisa Rodvian recalled the idea starting around a kitchen table with a simple vision: Annapolis itself as the classroom. Now, founding head of school and the woman behind the whole project, Romy Pittman, described a crazy optimistic plan to break down the walls between school and the adult world, turn bare concrete into a vibrant and inclusive home base, and enlist the wider community to help launch teens into thriving adults through internships, mentoring, and hands-on projects. Eye on Annapolis will be sitting down with Romy Pittman and a future student next week for an upcoming bonus podcast, so you want to stay tuned for that. Well, congratulations to Annapolis and Mayor Buckley. Annapolis has just scored a perfect 100 on the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index for the very first time, putting the city in the top tier nationally for LGBTQ plus inclusion in local policy. The index looks at things like non-discrimination laws, city services, law enforcement practices, and the overall commitment of city leadership to equity and fairness. Annapolis scored just 59 in 2018, which was Mayor Gavin Buckley's first full year in office, but has steadily climbed, reaching 95 last year and now maxing out the scale. The report notes that there is still room for improvement in areas like a contractor non-discrimination ordinance, transgender inclusive health benefits, and formal commitments to advocate for equality. But Annapolis did pick up some, quote, flex points for things like openly LGBTQ plus leaders and targeted services for HIV, transgender residents, and LGBTQ plus youth. Buckley said one of his key goals was to build one Annapolis by bringing the city's compassion out into the sunlight, and that the real payoff isn't in the scorecard, but in the lived experience of our residents. Annapolis now joins Baltimore, College Park, Columbia, Frederick, Gaithersburg, and Rockville among Maryland's perfect score cities, while other jurisdictions like Bowie, Hagerstown, and Towson still have some ground to make up. Well, Navy and Under Armour have rolled out this year's Army-Navy game uniforms, and they are less alternate look and much more full-on naval history lesson you can wear. The 2025 design honors the 250th anniversary of the United States Navy and centers on the USS Constitution, or Old Ironsides, which is the last surviving frigate of the original six-ship fleet and a former floating classroom for Naval Academy midshipmen. The uniforms use a historic Navy-inspired color palette, copper accents that is a nod to the ship's copper-clad hull, and even the 1920 pennies campaign that helped restore her, and subtle rope and knot details that mark both the Navy's 250 years of service and the 126th Army-Navy game. Even the helmet ties everything together with a copper shell, a depiction of the Constitution, and a USN monogram pulled from Bancroft Hall. The Look debuts December 13th at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. We'll be there, of course, and that's when Navy and Army meet once again on national TV, and Navy gets to show off both its record and its uniform. Here, a pop-up shop is back in downtown Annapolis for the holidays, turning 6 Fleet Street into a temporary boutique packed with local gifts, Navy gear, and seasonal decor. The recurring shop, which opens several times a year, is now running daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and the team says that this edition is the best one yet after a very strong opening weekend. But you know what? They say that all the time, and it's a safe statement. The first big event on the calendar is Pink Friday, a national push to shop small and local before the Black Friday rush. Here is joining other downtown businesses in the effort and hosting Tipsy Teacher wine tastings on Friday, November 21st from 4 to 6 p.m. and again Saturday, November 22nd from noon to 3 for shoppers who want to support education causes while picking up bottles with names like Early Dismissal and After School Snack. There will also be mini pink cupcakes from Manja Baby while they last. Inside, shoppers will find plenty of blue and gold gifts for MIDS, alumni, and Navy fans, along with plenty of holiday decor, Thanksgiving finishing touches, and host gifts from local makers. With its limited run, events, and emphasis on shopping small, here a pop-up shop has become a regular stop for residents and visitors who'd rather do their holiday shopping on Fleet Street than in a giant online cart. And I am one of them. This weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, we finally caught up with Lisa Perry from Annapolis Moms Media to chat. That's going to drop at noon on Saturday, so you want to keep your eye out for that. And by now, you do know the drill. Please let your friends, neighbors, and colleagues all know about our daily news recap email. It's free. It comes to your inbox every night at 7 p.m. and is going to keep you up to speed on all of the top local news stories. Plus, it's paywall free. Here is a link for you right here in the show notes. Okay, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you. We'd also like to thank our sponsors for this daily news brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Mac Medics, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to hang tight. We have your Eye on Annapolis local weather coming up with George Young, and Bridget, also known as BeeprBuzz, is here with Annapolis After Dark. All that's coming up in just a bit, so stick around.
Looking for a holiday tradition that doesn't require bundling everybody out of the car? Pile the family, friends, and even the dog into the car and head to Lights on the Bay at Sandy Point State Park. From November 23rd through January 1st, the Chesapeake Bay shoreline turns into a 2-mile drive-through wonderland with more than 70 sparkling light displays and a scavenger hunt to keep the kids busy between wows. It's open every night, including holidays, so you can make it your go-to plan after dinner, after shopping, or after you finally untangle those lights at home. Best of all, every ticket benefits the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, helping care for animals in need all year long. Skip the wait at the gate. Get your tickets in advance at lightsonthebaymd.org. That's lightsonthebaymd.org. And before the show even officially opens, there's Lights and Leashes, November 21st and 22nd only, where you can leave the car behind, bring your leash dog, and walk the course under the lights. Details and tickets are at the same place, lightsonthebaymd.org. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Hey everyone, this is George Young with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief weather forecast for Wednesday, November 19th. We picked up some much needed rain yesterday and might get a little more Friday and Saturday before a nice finish to the weekend on Sunday. Look for mostly cloudy skies today and tomorrow with highs in the low to mid 50s, with temps then near 60 degrees or so Friday, 4 p.m. highs with a chance of rain mainly in the p.m. and nighttime hours. As for the weekend, the outlook is for mixed skies Saturday with a chance for a few additional showers, with highs in the mid to upper 50s, with Sunday bringing sunny skies and nice temps in the 55 to 60 degree range for most spots in the region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young for Eye on Annapolis Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net/weather for the latest conditions and forecast information for the Annapolis region, so you can always stay weather informed.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple authorized premium service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. The music scene in Anne Arundel County is poppin', and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, BeeprBuzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Good morning, Annapolis. BeeprBuzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, November 19th through Sunday, November 23rd. Find the full daily Annapolis music schedule on the socials for Annapolis Streaming and BeeprBuzz, and also all three websites. We update with changes and cancellations so you know before you go. Music for today, Wednesday. Start with Happy Hour with Michael Waskey at Middleton Tavern. At Stan and Joe's today, 2 rounds of music. First up, Jammin' for Jamaica. This is a fundraiser for hurricane relief in Jamaica, hosted by Guava Jelly, and they will be joined by lots of musicians. And maybe you, because this is an open jam. Then Stan and Joe's will be back to their regular Wednesday night music, and tonight it will be Troll Tribe Trio. Thursday, Get to the Point for Aiden Ewald. Susie Lennox is back at Gina's Cantina in Millersville, and she will be joined by Jim Mateo. Joey Fitz is back at Galliano's up in Chapel in Gambrills. The No Drama Band will be performing at Jay's Latin Kitchen, also known as El Swampo, which is in Churchton, down Muddy Creek Road, just past Galesville. Thursday night in Annapolis, this is a big one. The Samples are back at Annapolis Smokehouse. Get your tickets, they're going fast. Ryan Keith Band with Shane Tripp will be at the Dark Horse on Thursday night. Weekend music. Start with Happy Hour on Friday with Dana B at Blackwall Hitch. Music continues at Homestead Gardens in Davidsonville with music by Ben Heemstra of Ben on Friday. Brant Austin Dunn will be at Reynolds Tavern. Steve McCoy from Sparks and McCoy will be performing solo at La Sierra Mexican Restaurant in Riva. Up in Adena, Fred and Wilma, which is Joey Fitz and Elizabeth from Red Betty and the Ruckus. They will be performing duo at the Rumor Rio in Pasadena. And over on the shore, Michael Waskey will be at Bridges. Saturday, Kim from Dockside Music Bingo will be hosting the Deep Creek Lighted Boat Parade at Donnelly's Dockside. D Squared will be at Mike's Inland at Sunset up in Glen Burnie. Crispy and Cortez will be at Pitaya Mexican Restaurant in Severna Park. And the Grilled Lincolns are back at Mother's in Arnold. Meg Murray will be solo at Great Frogs Winery down Forest Drive. And Pete Best will be at The Graduate in Annapolis, joined by Thomas Friedrich and Shane Tripp. And Bob Quinlan will be playing solo at Ram's Head Tavern for the late night shift in the Down Bar. I'm so happy music is back in there. It has always sounded so good down there. Also, Saturday night, Pretty Big Deal will be at Middleton Tavern. If you go past Edgewater down in Mayo, the American Legion is once again opening their doors to the public, and they will have music by Kevin Lee and Coleman Campbell. Up in Ellicott City, Mama's Black Sheep plus Julie and Jamie of Sweet Lita will be at White Oak Tavern. Up in the Dena, All You Need Band with Nate Finn will be at Irish Pub Next Door in Pasadena. Sunday Fun Day. Start with brunch in the Dena with Michael Waskey at the Rumor Reel. Richard Hayward will be at Galway Bay in Annapolis. And end the weekend at Stan and Joe's on West Street with the Highland Brothers. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites AnnapolisStreaming.com, AnnapolisMusic.us, and BeeprBuzz.com, spelled BeeprBuzz. Add the websites to the homepage on your cell phone, and then they are an app. Then it's just 2 clicks to the music anytime. I'll see you out there.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.